But you could see that he was next to somebody who must have been bleeding profusely, because he either helped them and ran, rubbed against them, or tried to get them help or something.
Yo,
It was covered. So I knew that he was near somebody. That was
yo,
my first
Uncle Boo
indication
bro.
that somebody was actually
Live
shot when I saw
reaction.
his blood on his shirt.
Donald Trump
Aaron, when
just
did
got
you realize
shot.
that, hey, this
Don
might not
just
be
got
fireworks,
shot.
this might be something
I'm
else?
sitting here
When
watching
they
YouTube.
got Trump down on the ground.
And
we
then
were
I'm
just so
talking to my
concerned that
nephew and
he
my
wasn't
nephew. We
hit,
talking
because we
about
couldn't.
barbecue. Next thing
It
you
happens
know,
so
I see
fast. It's really
Donald
hard
Trump
to
done got
process it.
shot.
I guess if you have it on the
Don
camera to
got
see the
shot,
exact minute,
bro.
you can tell.
Donald
But when
Trump
he
has
got
been
up,
shot.
he did not look
Check it out.
bad at all. He didn't. He looked very strong. So then I saw that little bit. When I saw that blood, I thought, oh, he must have just hurt himself, hopefully. But it does appear that he was probably nicked by that bullet. That
And Aaron
turned his head just in the nick of time, but just.
And Aaron, you were so near to all of this yourself. You were right there. How did you personally feel about your own safety? Were you scared? What was that experience?
I was totally not scared for my own. None of us in that front row went down to the ground. Not a one. We wanted to only help the president. That's all we wanted to do. Either we could protect him, we could stand around him. I didn't see one person in the row hit the ground. Not one. I was shocking. No one was concerned about us. We were only concerned about him.
Now, you're somewhere safe. You're out of there. As you're starting to process this, I know we'll all be processing this over the coming days and weeks. How are you feeling now in this moment?
Well, what I've heard coming out here is now they feel that there was two shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side they never got. So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler.
See, I'm hearing different
Aaron,
reports.
I've covered many Trump rallies. I don't know how many you've been to.
My sixth. This is your. I was here. I was the fourth car in the parking lot this morning at 20 to 7. So I've worked all day.
You've been here all day.
I'm hearing some reports that the shooter was killed.
NBC.
Yeah, we're here. Look, the atmosphere coming into a Trump rally, the supporters, very jovial, very celebratory. Typically, people are selling merchandise.
It's
food.
crazy, bro. Like,
a
lot of people.
What were you coming in with today, and what are you leaving with tonight?
Mixed reactions on this.
Well, I was here 4 years ago when he was in Butler. It was like 58,000 people. I tell people it was the most magical night of my life. When he came on that helicopter and circled 2 times, he had 4 rallies that night. It was just an unbelievable night, and I was anticipating to be another unbelievable night. But
then he jumped up and did a fist pump, like, yeah, America,
it's just very
go.
sad. I mean, all these people that came to see him and to have him hurt,
bro.
I can't even describe it. I just feel sad. I feel sad for our country. I feel sad for everybody.
Somebody in the crowd, though.
You don't like the guy? Don't vote for him. Don't kill him. We love the guy. We're going to vote for him. I mean, what is up with his violence? I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, I just wish that people that, I'm glad that guy's no longer with us anymore in that tower. And I hope they get the other one too.
God,
and I hope they don't nick him. I hope they get him. He's down.
Aaron, thank you so much. I'm so glad. No, I'm so glad you're safe. I know it's a lot to process today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Absolutely.
Up,
right.
You was born in the late 70s, early 80s.
And Lester, of course, this is an eyewitness account.
Bro,
we don't have those details.
We gotta be the last
this
generation. We gotta
Aaron
be the wildest generation
from
because
her
we done
vantage
seen
point.
everything,
we will
bro.
wait
Like
for law enforcement to give us
everything you
those
can imagine,
details.
they done tried.
But
You know what I'm saying?
again,
Like,
this is
remember they tried to smoke Ronald Reagan.
Right now,
Now
Aaron
they done
and
tried
so
to
many
smoke
others
Donald Trump.
just trying to
hold on,
make their way home, as there are thousands of people who are in this parking lot. Quite a bit of a traffic jam at this point, as people are trying to make their way out. And of course, Lester makes sense of what it is that they just witnessed.
Yeah, Dasha, thank you for your continued great reporting there as we get these accounts, and it bears reiterating. Look, folks, there are things that we're hearing, things we're learning. We will tell them to you when we can confirm them. Obviously, the witnesses has been describing potentially other victims in this, and we continue to work that angle very aggressively. As we know more, we'll tell you about this.
I ain't that type
in
of
terms
risk taker.
what we will hopefully be able to learn about who was behind this attack. As soon as we can tell you something we can verify, we'll go right to that. Our senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins us now. Kelly, talk to me about reaction from the Biden administration, obviously watching this with great concern tonight.
Well, Lester, there are important steps that the administration takes at this point. The current president has been briefed by the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle. And of course, her agents were with former President Trump, are getting direct information from the scene to the president. In addition, the president has been talking with his Secretary of Homeland Security and his Homeland Security advisor inside the White House. That, of course, is Alejandro Mayorkas, the secretary at the cabinet level, and Liz Sherwood Randall, who advises the president on potential homeland threats inside the United States. In this moment, it is not candidate and candidate. This is the sitting president having to deal with the law enforcement piece, the national security implications, and sort of the mindset of the nation when an event like this happens. So the president is getting those threads of information coming into him. He is in Delaware right now. The vice president has also received an initial briefing. And certainly we are also hearing from others who have had their own experience and still do with the Secret Service. Former President George W. Bush putting out a statement saying that he and Laura Bush are grateful to the Secret Service that they were able to get former President Trump to safety, and they're concerned, of course, about what this incident was about, and they thank first responders for their swift action. So all the apparatus of the federal government shifts to deal with something like this. The Secret Service is involved in the investigation. They're also, of course, involved in the day-to-day protection of the former president. I have been told, based on my reporting, that the level of protection that he would receive as a former president, which has been his existence these last 3.5 years, heading into the convention in Milwaukee, he would be getting a larger detail as the presumptive candidate.